Greetings and thank you for allowing myself and Nadaj Moses to speak today at WordCamp Masaka. We are so honored to be able to provide some content and context about the metaverse, about AI, about VR. We are honored to be able to share our knowledges and our experiences in these wonderful technologies and understand the value and importance of growth across the African continent related to technology. So when we're talking about applying AI, VR to WordPress and building the nation of Uganda and the continent of Africa into superpower status. It is important to understand that you cannot do it alone, you cannot do it by yourself. So I wanted to share that since I learned about my heritage, being able to embrace my African heritage, I've been dedicated even more so learning about the growth and development of Africa as a superpower. My companies, Metaverse WP and My Quest to Teach, are dedicated to helping youth, teens, and young adults to grow and to learn and to be able to be exposed and involved in technology opportunities across Uganda and but also in Nigeria, in Kenya, and other locations as well. I want to give a shout out to Moses and Tasha and Freddie and Maria and Hope and those others that are involved in our works. It's very important that they are on the ground and providing us information where we can help. Also, I want to say thanks to Emmanuel and Goda of Tessie and Oscar of Urban Magazine Biz for their continued support, encouragement, and communication with us so that we are able to continue to contribute in the right way. We are so honored to be here to share with you, to empower how Africa can be more engaged, more involved, more innovative, more creative with the use of technology. Myself, William Jackson, I am the CEO of Metaverse WP in My Quest to Teach. I am also the Metaverse Education Program Director for the World Metaverse Council. I am also part of the development team for learning and development with Nexus, located in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I am a co-founder. I'm also a board member of One Africa Forum, which provides technology assistance and training and education across Africa. So when we're talking about virtual reality, we understand that virtual reality can significantly enhance the learning engagements for youth, teens, and young adults across Africa by providing immersive, interactive experiences that transform traditional educational approaches. That means no more chalk and talk, no more lecturing, but it's more engaged and involved and connecting the learning with the resources that are out there with AI, artificial intelligence, VR, virtual reality, VRE, virtual reality education, and IoT, the Internet of Things. The diverse environments encourage imagination and inspirational growth with learning and understanding on the continent. Here's how VR can be leveraged to help African youth, teens, and young adults to be superheroes as well. Immersive learning experience that incorporate VR can transport students to virtual classrooms, virtual and immersive laboratories where experiments can be done safely and innovatively. Historical information about the nations of Africa can be shared, offering experiences that might have been inaccessible. And this is where, as I was speaking, Metaverse WP is designed to incorporate all of Africa, all 55 nations, and in an environment that is immersive to provide a learning experience, not just based on lecture, not just based on chalk and talk, but based on the ability to be interactive and engaged. applying the context and information that allows and incorporates learning at another level. That level would be project-based learning with hands-on engagement that helps not just the regular student body, but the gifted students that are there, and also directly helping the disabled and handicapped. Sometimes we unfortunately forget about them and we do not provide learning opportunities and learning engagements for our handicapped students, which they are creative, they are innovative, they are empowered as well with the ability to use technology. So we must be aware of the cultural competence, the global awareness that AI and VR can incorporate into the learning environment and also into business. There are many young people in Africa that we have learned over the years that want to be business owners, that want to be entrepreneurs. And blending these technologies together to empower African students is important and vital for Africa to grow into a superpower. Now, I know I've mentioned that before several times, but it is culturally crucial that Africa understands and knows its power and influence around the world. The history of the world is based on the growth and development of Africa since the inception of the world itself. Um, there are many African students that do not know about the great universities, the great libraries in Timbuktu. There are many African students, young people, that do not know about the wonderful history that has been developed by the Kush Empire in Ethiopia. There are there is so much information that's available, but sharing this information virtually can be engaging. And immersive uh, reality blending with an immersive environment allows for the expansion of communities and growth and development of realistic scenarios. Using, for example, the metaverse site Africa WP Metaverse, there are connections to information. There's connections to the development of countries and what's going on in them. Unfortunately, because of the unfortunate access to Africa through colonization and through other efforts to keep Africa from growing, it is imperative and important that African students understand their place. And African students, young people, you need to have a global perspective of the world to work in global industries and to develop infrastructures that allow Africa to grow and develop. Technology is the key. You are the key. And VR, virtual reality, and AI, artificial intelligence, can help students grasp difficult academic and business concepts. Accessibility, inclusivity in VR and AI and education are accessible to girls and boys with diverse learning needs. That means that their learning needs can be met and they can be successful academically and develop and learn skills. Students with physical or social disabilities are, as I said, sometimes denied and they don't have access. But it is important for us to provide this access to them so they can be business owners, as I said, so they can be entrepreneurs. The personalized learning experience means that everyone doesn't learn at the same time. I'm a teacher of over 30 years teaching technology in elementary environments, middle school environments, and in higher education. And it is key and important that we use technology to inspire, to encourage, to educate students, not just in the academics, but in the business world and in commerce as well. Even though I'm not there in person, using these different types of technologies, I can understand that each and every one of you have the ability and the creativity and the imagination to have the skills and talents to grow beyond where you can even just imagine that you want to do. For instance, there's some people out there, some young people, some students that may not want to go to university, but you have vocational skills where you can build and design and develop and create, which are really important, like construction, electrical engineering, the STEM careers, science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics. But it also blends with AI, VR, VRE, and IoT. Those are key points to where they blend and they connect. And with your imagination and your creativity, you can do this. Language learners can engage in immersive conversations with people virtually from all across the continent of Africa. So, African students, you can navigate multiple languages as translators and other careers where knowledge is important, where the growth, where the history of Africa must not be forgotten, where it must be enhanced and it must be shared. With WordCamp conferences such as WordCamp Masaka, building metaverse sites to stay connected across the continent and support the mechanisms and engaging and encouraging communities that may be thousands of miles away. Here in the United States, I am in the state of Florida. My interns and business partners, they are in Kampala, they are in different areas of Uganda, but we all work together using technology. If we didn't have these technologies or access to them, we would not be able to collaborate, and they may not have been able to attend WordCamp Masaka. And I believe this is their second or third year attending, and we are so thankful that we are able to sponsor them and others. Incorporating VR into education, African youth can benefit from engaging, interactive learning experiences that prepare them for digital futures while addressing educational growth and development. Remember that true learning is based on problem solving. True learning is based on content creation. True learning is based on developing tools, apps, and resources to promote, conceptualize, and contextualize understanding and progressive learning. Applying the words of Chinua Achebe, once the lion have their own historians, the history of the hunt will glorify the hunter. But we must build African young people such as yourselves to be able to write your own history, to be able to write African history. So not only does the continent understand their significance, but each nation, each country, 55 in all, that understand that the youth, teen, and young adults of those nations are important and valuable. You are important and invaluable, and it is important for us to support you and to help you and to motivate you and inspire you. So I hope my words have been inspiring. I hope my understanding of AI and VR and IoT have been shared with you and that you are able to continue on in your efforts to grow and build Africa into a superpower, but also keep Africa free, keep Africa growing, keep Africa engaged, keep Africa educated, and keep Africa the center of learning and development and growth. This is William Jackson, CEO of Metaverse WP. Again, thank you very much. My wife Aida and I thank you for your continued involvement and engagement. And I believe Moses has some words as well to say, thanks to him and his forward thinking and help and assistance in putting together this presentation. Thank you. God bless.